We are brothers. Let's Africa unite. I call on all Africans to do not do what our brothers and sisters in South Africa are doing. And I must put on record that it's not every South African who is engaged in these fights to correct wrongs in their society, as we understand them to say. South Africans are angry that there are illegal immigrants in their country, and South Africans have every right to demand that rules be enforced. And I do not object to that. What I have spoken about and what I feel terrible about is when South Africans take the law into their own hands to intimidate, to beat up people, and to threaten people, and to march around the streets chanting war songs just because they feel that people have been in their countries illegally, undocumented, illegal immigrants. As I have said continuously, if anyone was illegal in any country and breaks any rule, let the law deal with them. It is completely wrong for citizens to march on the streets and to chant and to sing war songs and to beat up people and to traumatize people. This is not right. This is a South African woman. Our mother here is telling us about how Africa used to be.
Us younger ones who crossed, my first passport was not a South African passport, was an Algerian passport. Before that, I didn't know what a passport looked like. Even when we went, we were given refugee travel documents. But other countries started giving us passport, their own passports. They knew we were South Africans, but they were giving us passports so that we can travel across the world easier, because Africa was working together.
Our mother is telling us about how Africa used to be, how she got her first passport, and she didn't even have a passport. She got her first passport in Nigeria. She could travel across Africa. And I know that many other South Africans during the apartheid regime had to seek refuge. When some of them were declared as terrorists, they had to seek refuge in other countries in Africa. Many African countries supported South Africa. And as I said, I was a student when the Nelson Mandela was released from prison, and we were all in tears of joy and shouting. And so there may be people who may have done wrong. My view is that let the law take care of them. Do not let us take the law into our own hands. Look at the next video that is showing currently on your screen. And in that video, you would see that a Ghanaian man is showing his back from the beatings that he's got in South Africa. This is a Ghanaian man who lived in South Africa. He may have been wrong to live in South Africa illegally. He may not have documents. But does that warrant any citizen to take the law into their own hands and to do the kind of treatment that has been meted out to our brother? Look at his back. Look at the kind of hips. Would you do this to even a murderer? I don't think this is fair. So this is the kind of thing that I am talking about. Okay? Look at this Ghanaian. This is a very, very well-built Ghanaian, very strong. But for the fact that he's probably in somebody's country and all of that, you could probably not touch him and get away. He probably would deal with you also. But this is him, because he found himself in somebody's country. This is the kind of treatment that we are. How would we narrate our story to the rest of the world? Go into Europe, and Europeans for many years pull themselves together such that one person in Germany can go and take breakfast in Belgium, and can cross over to France to attend a concert, and can move everywhere, live everywhere, and work everywhere. Listen, if there are illegalities, that's why we have law. That's why we have law enforcement agencies. Let the law enforcement agencies deal with this. There's another video that I really wanted to show you, but because of community rules and violence, I'm not able to show. But this is a video where a young gentleman is being beaten as if he is a murderer. And there were, people shipping him and knocking him as if he was in the boxing ring. This is so dehumanizing. This is so depressing. Have we gotten this bad? Is that the Africa that AU and all of our independence, fighting forefathers and forebears fought for? Is that the Africa? No way. This is something that I do not accept. Now, this is what I have been speaking about. Now, then I get to a point where I start laughing. I see this lady who is perhaps the champion of this, rampaging, South Africans. I hear her name is Jacinta. Mounts a podium. One person a while ago is shouting that let everybody leave their country, South Africa. The Ghanaian government has sent chartered flights to get Ghanaians back into Ghana. And I feel so proud as a Ghanaian that things have become tough for Ghanaians in South Africa. It doesn't matter whether they are illegal or not, but the Ghanaian government responds swiftly and stands up to get Ghanaians out back to Ghana. I salute the government of Ghana. I salute our Minister for Foreign Affairs for standing up for Ghanaians. I mean, I'm not sure how many of you remember recently when the Americans sent their soldiers into Iran. One soldier was trapped in Iran. The American government deployed the entire arsenal of the US government, the US military, to rescue these pilots. But what do I hear? Then I hear that lady shout back to say the Ghanaian government was overreacting. What did you expect, madam? That you say people should leave your country, their government responds to take them away, and you have the infantry to appear before a news press statement and to say the Ghanaian government is overreacting? Were you expecting that we will leave our citizens in South Africa so they are beaten like they are criminals? No African should do exactly what South Africa is doing. The same woman who says, get everyone out, and we are getting our citizens out, and she comes to say, why are you reacting? This is bad. South Africa, this is not Ubuntu. When you were in trouble, the rest of Africa stood by you. The least you can do is to allow your laws to deal with people who have infringed them, not individuals taking the law into their own hands to do what is in the South African law also criminal because you want to use crime to address crime. This is Africa, and we got to speak up for our Africa. The fact that we have been partitioned in different countries doesn't make us any different. I travel across the world. Everywhere I go, I find Ghanaians, I find Africans. Some of them don't have documents also, but the states do not beat them up as is happening in South Africa. Citizens don't march and beat people up as is happening in South Africa. This is completely uncalled for.